1963, my friends, was a very important year for Porsche and also for TAG Heuer. Both did release a Carrera. Porsche, of course, the famous 911, and TAG Heuer, the famous racing chronograph, the Carrera, which they reintroduced together with Porsche this year. So without further ado, let's check out today the TAG Heuer Carrera Porsche Special Edition. I hope you have fun with this video. Transparency, this isn't my personal watch. I took this one with me from AD Weber. They actually let me choose the watches I would like to review, and as you know, I'm a big fan of the Carrera. This isn't sponsored at all, but they give me some time to spend with the watch to film them and get a little bit more into those. As I do like the Carrera line and as I do like Porsche, I just wanted to make an in-depth review of this particular piece. Unboxing experience is nice. As you can see, you have here the regular box. Inside you can find then of course a leather pouch. Inside is the watch, and I went for the one on the steel bracelet. Yes, I do prefer a steel bracelet. On the racing chronograph, of course, you can get for this one a special leather strap, which suits the watch also perfectly fine. And if you check out the history of the Carrera, it was supplied in the first days in 1963 exclusively on the leather strap. Still, I do like the Carrera bracelet overall. It adds to the design of the Carrera from my point of view, and I just do like to wear watches on the bracelets. But how about you guys? Do you prefer straps or bracelets? Leave this in the comment section below. You can tell that this is for sure a modern Carrera. Everything is focused on seconds and minutes. The subdials at 3 and 9 o'clock are dedicated to the chronograph. Of course, a small regular second is at 6 o'clock. And you have, of course, the numerals on the dial, which show minutes or seconds and not regular hours or indices, which makes it easier to stop and take times. But of course, this is not everyone's cup of tea. You have to get used to read the regular time, as it's then not 9:10 but 45 or 40:15 or 40:10, for example. Anyways, as it's a racing chronograph, it makes totally sense, and I do like the overall design, especially on the bracelet, of course. Also, in terms of the technical data and specification, you can tell that this is a modern piece. 44 millimeters of diameter. For my 18.5 centimeter wrist, this is totally fine. The watch was comfortable. I do like the Carrera case, the typical Carrera case. And you can pull it off also with, I think, 16.5 centimeters wrists without a problem. It's present, but it's not too much. 14.5 millimeters of height is also okay if you consider that you have here an in-house chronograph movement. They are normally a little bit thicker, and this one is a treat. 80 hours of power reserve. You do have, of course, a calm wheel chronograph here. So from my point of view, this is a state-of-the-art movement from TAG Heuer. 100 meters of water resistance, but the crown and the pushers are not screw-down crown or pushers, which I do like, especially in regards of the pushers. If you would like to use the chronograph quick, well, unscrewing them would be a little bit more of an effort. So good that it didn't go for that. And it's a racing chronograph. You normally don't take those one for a dive. You could swim with them, I guess, but who would do that anyways? We do have on the top and bottom, of course, a sapphire crystal, a little bit of anti-reflective coating, and of course also a ceramic bezel. The overall finish of the Carrera is very well done. Especially I do like the dial. It seemed they took it directly from the racetrack, from the Nürburgring, and put it on there. You do have a nice texture. It's a dark gray dial with black subdials, of course, red highlights, and I think especially red highlights do suit a racing chronograph. As mentioned before, the numerals are applied very well. You do have green superluminova. This one glows like a torch. You do have that one on the hands and also on the numerals. So overall a very legible watch. The case itself, it's brushed and polished surfaces. The glossy ceramic bezel also adds to the design. The watch feels very comfortable. It sits not too high. This is also thanks to the bracelet. We have here also some highlights, some polished highlights. It's very flexible, very comfortable. We do have sort of an integrated clasp. Only problem is you don't have no fine adjustment possibilities on the clasp itself, but you have half and full links, so you can size it down normally very good to your preferred wrist size. I myself did own a Carrera and I didn't have a problem to size it at all. What I like and dislike, you ask? Well, what I don't like isn't that much. On the one hand, they still do use a pin bracelet, and I think in this price point you should have screws used in the bracelet. It's just a little bit easier to shorten it. On the other hand, how often do you do that? The second thing I sort of dislike is not a biggie, but in the past they used for the start-stop pusher a red highlight. Now they just use the red highlight on the crown. I just wished, especially as it's a special racing chronograph, they did do this there again. On the other hand, the black highlights on the pushers gives it a little bit more of a balance, but for my taste I just would have preferred a red start-stop pusher or a red highlight on those. What I do like is actually all the rest. I like the size, I like the design. It's a modern watch, you have an up-to-date movement, and it feels very good on the wrist. Even you have smaller wrists, you should try this one. I think the current Carrera line is very well made. It's an interesting watch. As mentioned before, it's an icon. The Tag Heuer goes back to 1963. So have a closer look on this watch. I think it's definitely a very interesting option. Alright my friends, this concludes today's review of the Tag Heuer Carrera Porsche Special Edition, and I'm eager to learn about your opinion. What do you think about this piece? Share this with me and the community in the comment section below. My friends, I wish all of you now a very happy weekend, a good start into the next week. Look forward to see you in the next one. Say goodbye and auf Wiedersehen. Euer Konstantin. Ciao guys.